Dang, that was fast. How's it going, everybody? Lord, I did good today. I did a little bit better than all the other days. On some days, I am perfect at this, making sure that I send out the messages. I've already sent out messages to everybody. Usually, I get on here and I start sending the messages once I am on. But what's good, everybody? What is good? It is Remedy here, live, ready to chat with you on this amazing day. Remedy music, performing and recording artist, educator, and all around bad A. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It is such an honor and a pleasure to connect with you on this amazing day. Do me a favor before I go into all the sauce and let me know if you can hear me. Let me also check and make sure that I am live. Okay, so I am live on YouTube. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so I'm live on YouTube. I'm going to turn this volume off. Okay, all right. This is a great thing. I'm so proud. Where do you go? Where are you going? Let me see something real quick. Let me see if I could play a little bit of this album as I get you all in. As you come on in, let me know where you're coming from. Again, we are live. We are live for Global Thursdays. My name is Remedy. I am a music performing and recording artist, and I am just super excited about all the things that we are going to be doing today. This particular conversation that we're going to be having today. All right, so we're continuing this conversation. We're diving a little bit deeper into identity, okay? From all the things we've been talking about coming here, all right? It's not just about who you are, but who you are becoming, okay? It speaks directly to the woman who is reprogramming her subconscious, to the one who no longer wants to be the one woman or one man team, to the creative who took the leap and is mid-air right now wondering if she or he is becoming the right person to land this calling. It is a question that stops the scroll because everyone, not just artists, are asking themselves somewhere inside, who am I becoming? The intention that we're setting today is I am here to go deeper. I am here to go deeper. I am here to give you all what you asked for, and I trust that what God has placed in me for this room today is exactly what it is that is necessary here. Let me know if you can hear me, because y'all know sometimes I'll be having issues with being able to hear you all. So let me know that you can hear me. Let's make sure that all is well, that all is good. Okay, very good. All right, now let's get into it. Family, my loves, friends, welcome in. Take a deep breath with me. In and out. Good. How did that feel? I hope that felt good. How does that feel? Drop your name. And if you don't want to drop your name, that's cool. At least tell us where you're tuning in from. I always love to know who is in the room and where in the world you are. I am so grateful that you are here today, because today's conversation is exactly what you asked for. At the end of last week's live, and golly, it doesn't even feel like it feels longer actually than a week. It feels like I haven't talked to you all in like 2 weeks to a month. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't feel like a week, but it's been a week. But at the end of last week live, someone said, go deeper on identity, because at the end of every live, I always ask y'all, what questions do you have and what would you like me to dive deeper in or on? And someone said, please go deeper on identity. And that is where I am right now, is what they said, and that is what I need. That's where they are. That's what they were exploring. And I heard that and I sat with it and I thought, yeah, let's go there because we've been touching on that weeks ago, but we didn't go all the way in. We definitely went in, but we didn't go all the way in. And today we're going to go all the way in. So get comfortable. This one is going to require something from you, not just listening, feeling, reflecting, being honest with yourself in real time. So let me know. Are you ready? And if you're ready, let's go. Okay. Let me move this over here. Let me move. Okay. Now, again, if you're just tuning in, go ahead and drop your name and or where you're tuning in from in the chat and tell me, are you in the middle of a shift right now? Yes or no? Are you in the middle of a shift right now? Yes or no? And while you do that, let me take 2 seconds to share this onto my page. Uh-oh. I just realized that, hold on 1 second. I gotta do something. Let me do something. By the way, happy full moon, y'all. Happy full moon. Happy full moon in Aquarius. Yes, there is a full moon today. Well, yesterday was the official peak of the full moon, but we're still riding that energy. And it is, I definitely have been feeling this moon for a minute. I mean, I'm real sensitive to the moons in general, but I have definitely been feeling this moon for a minute now. And this is a very, very powerful moon. Very powerful. Hold on, let me put this here. Because I just realized there is no link here for people to watch it on Facebook. So let me make sure that that's there. And then I need to... Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, thank you. Hold on, we're gonna dive into it. I just gotta make sure these little special things are done. I already sent the messages out to everyone, so now I just gotta make sure. So there's a lot, and there's a lot happening too. Oh, you know what? Before we even get into this, I definitely want to take a moment to give you all a couple of announcements because there's a lot of things popping in my world and in the wonderful people that are in my world. Okay, so first and foremost, you all know. Well, let me start with today. Tonight, I will be a special guest for an incredible experience, and let me get the details on that for y'all. So hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I have that for y'all. Okay. So tonight I am taking part in Melody Renee's Human Alien AI Experience, course 1 of 8 courses. Tonight's course, or all of these courses, are AI Foundations for Dreamers and for Doers. And again, it's hosted by Melody Renee. Okay, so you weren't born to fit in, you were born to stand out. And so what she's going to be doing is connecting us with like practical tools that we could use using AI to streamline our lives, right? So what you can expect tonight is live training. It's an interactive experience. There are going to be giveaways all night long, and you can get replay access. Okay, so what I'm going to do is drop that link into the chat. And basically, yeah, you're going to learn to automate your life. And if that's something that you're interested in, you definitely want to take part in that experience. So I'm dropping it in the chat here, okay? And I'm going to also show it on the screen for y'all. The next thing that I want y'all to know about is Find Your Remedy. So the beauty of this is tonight I'm going to be a special guest with Melody Renee's event, right? And actually I should have put the name of that event here. So let me do that again. It's called Human AI Experience. And then I'll drop the link. So let's do that one more time. So yeah, so the beauty of her experience. No, actually I want to do that one more time. I want to do that one more time. I want to do that one more time because I want to put Human AI Experience hosted by Melody Renee. Okay, gotta do it right. Gotta do it right. Okay, so there you go. All right, so that's the link to her event. The beauty of the experience that she's having and the experience that I'm having, Find Your Remedy, is that tonight for Melody's event, I'm a special guest, and I will be opening and closing her experience, offering mindset coaching, which I'm really excited about. I'm really excited that Melody sees me in that way and that the ladies in our space sees me that way. You know how sometimes you might have a little bit of imposter syndrome and just don't realize how much people are inspired by you or how people see you. One thing for sure, I definitely love the mind. I'm obsessed with the mind. I'm obsessed with manifestations. Greetings, Goddess Noreen. I'm obsessed with just, the subconscious and reprogramming, right? And just getting myself into a higher level of consciousness. You know what, Noreen? I love you too. I love you all, period. Okay? I love you all, period. Okay? Like for real, for real. And in fact, Noreen, you inspired today's conversation because last week you asked for me to go deeper into identity, and that's what we're doing today. The second thing, welcome everybody who's coming into the building. Welcome, y'all. Let me know where you're coming in live from. I appreciate you being here, and I also appreciate you sticking with me for the full hour. I know that an hour is a long time, but I really appreciate y'all. This conversation is great. So the next thing I want to tell y'all about, like I said, is Find Your Remedy. Melody Renee is actually going to be with us, joining us for Find Your Remedy on Saturday, this Saturday, August 1st. Okay, and she'll be bringing snippets of what she's doing tonight, Saturday. Okay, so I'm so excited about that. Like, Find Your Remedy, what you can expect for Find Your Remedy. And in fact, let me go ahead and open that up and drop the link in the chat for you. Okay, so let's put that there. Yes. I'm glad that you're in the building, Noreen. I'm glad that you're here. Hold on. I have this like nudge to share tonight's space with someone. So let me do that. Hold on. All right. Okay. All right. Let me get back focused. Okay, I'm focused. All right. So I dropped the link in the chat. Find Your Remedy is showing on the screen. Find Your Remedy, what you guys can expect there is basically, first of all, you want to come as you are. This is a hybrid experience. You can join us in person in Miami or online. We will be releasing the event details today to those who have gotten their tickets. And those of you who get your tickets, we will be giving this to you all day on this live. And within this hour, I will be giving out opportunities to join us in the Find Your Remedy experience. But Find Your Remedy is basically, at the end of the day, like, it's really hard to explain, but it is a combination of music, education, conversation, wellness, community, and really honestly, when you show up, you end up leaving not realizing that it was something that you needed. Okay, music is the invitation, and the experience ultimately is reconnection. There will be live music performances, wellness, spaces to rest, decompress. There will be master classes. We'll have some creative conversations. Of course, this event is sponsored in partnership with Gym Culture, the youth organization in which I'm the founder for, where we empower girls who power the world through safe spaces and mentorship. Okay, I love Gym Culture. Gym Culture is Bay, GEM Culture. Gym Culture I have one of the young adults actually from, because she's a college student now. I'm so proud of her. Her name is Kim Monty, aka Monty, and she's going to be joining us in conversations with Power Blast, who we've also partnered with on this experience. And I've partnered with other collaborators such as Aaron Marcus Payne and Amplified Music, my drummer and music business partner, and just that's just my boy. He also handles like our sound. He's sound tech, professional sound engineer, professional lighting specialist. So we just call him show design specialist because he can design your whole show and make it amazing. And so he's going to be obviously performing with myself, as well as Jazul performing with us and Danny performing with us. Jazul is on guitar. Danny will be on bass guitar. And I'm just excited about that. DJ Raver Teddy is going to be in the building bringing us amazing vibes, amplified music, Teddy Entertainment. And this is going to be a great experience. We have some collaborating partners such as Manny Lopez and his amazing manifestation group and his speed networking, which is actually happening today. If you are interested in that, let me know and I will send you the link privately. That's a private invite. So if that's something you're interested in, you have to reach out to me directly. I'll get that to you. That's happening directly after this live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight we have prayer that's going on with Ruth. And Ruth, not Ruth from Saj, but Ruth, hi Ruth if you're watching, but Ruth Marty, who has been hosting Bible study every Wednesday. What I love about her Bible study, because I'm incredibly unorthodox, and I tap into all the different types of religions, because I'm no one who would identify as religious. I'm someone who identify with the religion of love, or the lifestyle of love, and I like to tap into different religions and take what resonates. And so when I go into the Bible study, I'm totally unorthodox, but I love it because you really can come as you are. That is exclusive for ticket holders only. So if that's a space that you want to get into, you definitely want to get yourself a ticket. And that will be in the latter part of tonight. That will be around 8:30. And then the space with Melody is tonight at 6:30. And then it's just a lot. I have a lot of goodies, but you had to get the tickets to unlock these goodies. In fact, I told some of y'all, I said, no, you got to get the tickets to unlock these. I'm sorry, you got to get the ticket to unlock these. You know what I'm saying? There's amazing stuff happening tonight. We also have double impact taking place tonight. These are different spaces that you could jump in and tap into if you're interested. But I know that you guys are probably ready for me to go ahead and start talking about what we're here for. So that is what we're going to go ahead and do. Let me get this off. Yeah, and please like the live, share the live. Today's conversation is about artists. Who are you becoming? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Again, let me know where you're tuning in live from. My name is Remedy. I'm a music performing and recording artist. I am what I like to say a retired educator for the school system, but an educator at heart forevermore, always a teacher at heart. And so I'm here to deliver some teachings to you on today. Remember to check out findyourrimedy.com. Those tickets will stop going on sale tomorrow, Friday, July 31st. So if you have yet to do so, go ahead and secure it today. Remember, I'm going to be dropping some nice little gifts so that if you want to attend but you are not able to afford attending, that's okay. I have gifts for you if you like to come and to make it possible for you. If you are if you are capable of paying for it, pay for it, right? Because it supports the work that we're doing. And also 15% of proceeds go to gym culture. All right. So anyway, Goddess Noreen had on her heart that when I asked, what do you all want to talk about? And she said, let's go deeper on identity, because that is where she is. So last week at the end of the live, she said that, and it stayed with me. And I'm like, you know what? That is real. She's in the middle of shifting her identity. I can relate to that. I am definitely in the middle of shifting my identity. I am waking up doing identity work. I am going to sleep with music and affirmations and programming myself. I'm waking up first thing in the morning, listening to gospel music, things that lift my spirit, words that actually speak to my heart, words that I want to hear throughout the day, right? Because when you stay consistent with these type of things, you start hearing these things come up into your spirit throughout the day, and it keeps you in alignment with that. You know what I'm saying? But she, Goddess Noreen, and myself, and so many like us, we are actively becoming the person we have been called to be. And y'all know how I feel about becoming. To me, becoming is actually unshedding, right? Because we already are. We already are the I am, right? But the world has told us so many things. Our mom, our dad, our employer, our school, our this, our that has told us, like, you're this, you need to be this, you know what I'm saying? But you already actually are. And as you start to understand this, you begin to deprogram, reprogram, shed, de-shed, and get rid of all that stuff, right? Okay? We are actively practicing in every area of our life this new being, this new becoming, or the I am. We are working with our subconscious mind, and I really want to ask you all to please learn about your subconscious mind. Learn about your mind and how your mind actually has different sectors, right? There are different types of minds. You have your unconscious mind, your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, your super mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's different things that's going on. And there are times, especially the young people, I really want the young people to tap in, because y'all got a lot going on with your mind and y'all don't understand what's going on, but you don't even understand how your avatar work. So if you don't understand how your avatar work, then you're not going to know how to program it. You're not going to know, you're going to let the mind control and take over. But the mind is nothing but a humble servant. However, the mind loves being a master. And if you allow the mind to be a master, then the mind is going to take over. And you have to own your position. But we'll get on that, more on that. We're programming our old patterns. We're showing up as that person before we fully feel like that person. And I want to say that is one of the most courageous things that any human being can do, because it requires you to hold the tension. It's uncomfortable. Ooh, it's uncomfortable. I felt it already. It's uncomfortable between who you have been and who you are becoming. And to choose every single day to lean toward the becoming. Someone else said something equally powerful, okay? That she no longer wants to be a one-woman team. That she is looking for a mastermind, a community of like-minded people who are building together. And I thought, that's not a coincidence, okay? In fact, Goddess Noreen even said those words too. She wanted to have a community of like-minded people. She wanted to build a mastermind, okay? Those two things live right next to each other, okay? Because when you start shifting your identity, when you start becoming, you realize that who you are becoming requires different people around you. It requires a new version of you, okay? The new version of you needs a different room. The new version of you requires a new environment. The new version of you requires a new mindset, right? That's where we're going today. Guys, what's up? Hey, lady, look at Lee in the building. Let's go. Y'all, check out Lee. Lee, if you could do me a favor and drop your website in the chat, I would love that, and I would share it on the screen. I'm big on that. I don't mind sharing, y'all. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. That's the only way that we can really get ourselves out there. We have to work as a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right. Good to see you, Lee. I'm so glad you're in here. All right. So, is anyone else in that place right now, becoming new and realizing the room around you needs to change too? Drop something in the comments. Or is it just me? I know it's not just me, because Goddess Noreen told me that it ain't just me. Okay? So one of the other things about this space, Global Thursdays, and just being with Remedy in general, is we talk to one another. We exchange information. We connect, right? If you're processing the information, that's cool, right? That's cool, because I understand that we all connect and interact and show up differently. But if you're brave enough to speak up, you have no idea who life you may shift, who mind you may shift today, because you were obedient and you showed up, right? Like how I'm here being obedient and showing up every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't think y'all understand. This ain't always easy for me to show up for you, but I'm here. I'm obedient. And so when we're obedient, then we're able to bless someone else. You understand? But let's continue. Now, let's go into this deep dive. The reason why we're here, focusing today on identity and becoming. When most people think about identity, they think of it as something they have, something that was assigned, your name, your background, the roles you have played, daughter, son, mama, daddy, artist, employer, friend. But identity is not a noun, okay? A noun is a person, place, or thing. It is a verb, and a verb is an action. Verbs are action words, like jumping, that's an action. Walking, that's an action. Talking to you right now, this is an action. Singing is an action. I want to sing to you right now, but I ain't got time. So let's keep it going. It is what you are actively becoming through every choice, every practice, every room you walk into, every thought you allow to stay. The science backs this up, and the scriptures back this up. Notice I said scriptures, because there are different books. Not to, no shade to anybody, but I'm just saying. All right? It is what you are actively becoming through every choice, every practice, every room you walk into. Now, the science back this up, the scriptures back this up, neuroplasticity backs this up, the brain's ability to rewire itself. I love that. I love that about like our body, like how fascinating God is. And like our body is such a magnificent intelligence that it really can heal itself. It really can reprogram, but we have to give it the right tools, right? We have to give it the right environment, okay? But with neuroplasticity, we are able to have our brain rewire itself through repeated thought and behavior, okay? It tells us that we are not ever too old, we are not ever too far gone, we are not ever too set in our ways to become someone different. The subconscious mind, which runs approximately 95% of your daily behavior. I could really go deep if you really want to go deep. Your subconscious mind can be reprogrammed. If you really want to know, your subconscious mind have a whole lot to do with the reality of your next day. As you sleep, your subconscious mind is actually building and creating the next day. I don't know if you want to go that deep, because we could go that deep, but that's another conversation for another day. All right? But your subconscious mind literally controls. That's why I always tell people, you got to be careful what you're watching. You have to protect your senses, your 5 senses. You have to protect what you see. You have to protect what you hear. You have to protect what you taste. You have to protect what you touch. You have to protect, what's the other one? What's the other one? I'm missing one. What you see, what you hear, what you smell, all that. You have to protect it, because all of them have something to do with your subconscious mind taking it in. The subconscious mind, I like to call it the programming mind. It just programs. That's its job, and it does a fantastic job doing its job to program, because, my love, the computer was designed around you. The computer, you are a computer. You're a program. You have programs that are running, and you have to be able to learn how to direct the programs on how they are to operate. And once you program them, the subconscious mind locks it in, and they say, okay, this is the program we're running. So that's why it takes 21 days to reprogram it, because the subconscious mind, when you start saying, no, I'm not that person anymore, the subconscious mind is like, yes, you are. Because no, baby, that's the program we're on. You said we're doing this, so that's what we're doing. And so it resists you when you're like, no, we're not on that program anymore. We're shifting over here, and the subconscious mind like, no. And so it's like a resistance, a tug of war, and you have to be patient with yourself as you go through that change. Am I making sense? Let me know in the chat if I'm making any sense right now. Yes, your subconscious mind is in control. However, you can reprogram it. Greetings, 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 greetings. Look at that. Look at that. Look at y'all connecting. Lee, meet Goddess Noreen. Goddess Noreen, meet Lee. Okay. Let me know if y'all feeling that. So, and the word, I just want you to know, well, before we even get into the word, I just want you to know that through repetition, guys, through intention, through what you feed it consistently, your subconscious mind, you are able to reprogram your mind, like Goddess Noreen said. She touched and she agrees. And the word, it says it in this way. And I love this one, right? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This word comes from the Bible. Let's see. What exactly? Because I know people be lacking receipts. That is Romans 12:2. Okay? Romans 12:2. Be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Let me put that in the chat so y'all can see it. I'm a visual person. I like to see things. You know, I like to see things. Some people like to listen. I like to see. So I listen, but I also like to see it, right? So be transformed by the renewal of your mind. That is Romans 12:2. Okay? All right. Now we are transformed by the renewing of our mind, not by trying harder, not by changing and forcing change from the outside. Notice that. We said by the renewal of your mind. Be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Okay? Not by trying harder, not by going on the outside of yourself, but by renewing, by reprogramming, by returning to what God originally placed inside of you before the world covered it up with all that junk. Before you got in that relationship and it tarnished you and it tainted you. Before you worked for that company and that company did you dirty. Before you went and started at school and that school told you that you were A student or you were a B student or you were F student. Before all the stuff, okay? Your identity isn't broken, it's being restored. What is one belief about yourself that you have been actively working to unlearn? Okay, you can be as vague as you want to be, okay? Just drop something in the chat. Thank you for that, Noreen. Goddess Noreen put that in there for me. I appreciate that. That was Romans 12:2. Be transformed by the renewal of your mind. All right? What is one belief about yourself that you have been actively working to unlearn? And you can keep it vague. Like I said, just drop something in the chat. I dare you, drop something in the chat. What is one belief about yourself that you have been actively working on to unlearn? Me, all the stuff around, like, let me give y'all an example. When I left teaching for the school system, that was hard to do. That was scary to do, and I'm gonna keep it short. That was scary to do, and because all I hear in my mind is like, you gotta work that job, and that's that's all I heard all the time. But then I went into some spaces. And they were like, when I told them, like, because I'm now moving into new spaces, now that I have my time, I have more flexibility. It's not always easy, this journey for me. I'm not gonna, fib. It takes a new level of faith, y'all. Like, you think you believe in God until you decide to take the leap, and then that's when you really have to really show how true you believe in God. Like, how real do you truly believe in God? It's different, y'all. But I went into these new spaces, and when I told them I left my job, they all were like, congratulations, every space. And that made me realize that there was something in me that, what I'm working through is like, this new reality can actually be a thing, because these spaces I'm in, these people are doing it. They are doing it, and they're actively thriving in these areas, as an entrepreneur, as an artistpreneur, right? Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, Romans 12:2. God is Noreen saying, I'm working hard to trust myself and leave limiting beliefs behind. I have to touch and agree on that. Like, I believe that. I have to touch and agree. I definitely am reprogramming myself to like get those old thoughts out, like that's that, I'm thankful for them though, right? They brought me up to this place, but I gotta let them go because they no longer serve me. They're holding me back from where I am headed. Thank you for participating. I appreciate that. So let's continue. Now, there's a gap, right? There's a gap between who you are right now and who you are becoming. And that gap, that in-between space, Lord, that is the most uncomfortable place a human being can live. Let me know, am I tripping or not? Because in the gap, you are not fully the old version anymore, right? But you're not fully the new version yet either. And so you can feel like you are floating. Like you don't have anywhere that you quite fit in. Even in your own body, you may not even feel like yourself, right? Like the things that used to work for you are not working, and the things you are moving toward have not arrived yet. That gap has a name in the spiritual world. It's called the wilderness. It's called the cocoon. It's called the dark night of the soul. And every single person who has ever become something real has spent time in that space. Raise your hand. I know I did. Me, I definitely spent so much time in that space. I have spent time in that space now. I'm spending time in that space now. I know what it feels like to be in the wilderness, to be in the unknown, to not really know where you are going, even though you can see the outcome, but you can't really focus so much on like that. You have to be here right now, present, because the outcome will come. In fact, it will come better than we could even possibly imagine, right? We know this because there are so many things we've been through in our lives that we see it always work out. Even when we can't really see how we're going to get there, we can see where we're going or where we want to go, but we can't really fathom at all how we're going to get there, okay? So the woman like Goddess Noreen, who is reprogramming her subconscious, she's in the gap. The actress on the West Coast, who I talked to y'all about last week, who is building a new thing while her old thing dries up, meaning like the career that she's in is, the work is getting slow. She's not sure like what she's doing. In fact, she's in a place of like, I'm gonna move. I gotta move into a new territory. I don't even know what's gonna happen when I move into this territory. She's in the gap. The woman who said, I no longer want to be a one-woman team. The man who said, I don't want to be a one-man team. They're standing at the edge of the gap, about to cross it. And I want to say to every single person in this room, in this space with me, who is in that gap right now, you're not lost. We're not lost. We are in formation. The gap is not the end of the story. It is the middle space. And middles are where transformation actually happens. Okay? This is where the transformation happens. We have not reached the other side. Okay? I know it will be great on the other side. So if it's not great, then you have not reached the other side. So here's what I know about becoming. Here's what I know about the unshedding to the I am. You don't wait until you feel like the new version to start showing up as a new version. In fact, you do feel like the new version, right? Your outside reality may not look like the new version, right? But it does begin with like the internal feeling, your ability to visualize it, even though what's happening around you is not it. And I want to even let you know that what you see around you is actually a reflection of your past thoughts, right? The stuff I'm talking to you is like quantum physics and things of that sort, you know. So for some of y'all, this might go over your head, right? For some of y'all, it might make you it might trigger you. It might make you take a step back. But I can no longer hide my thought processes to make you feel okay, right? I have to be able to own where I am. You know, I have to be able to own how I have grown into becoming to see the world. Okay? For some of you, this might be a little uncomfortable to hear for the first time. For some of you, this might be the first time. Okay? But when you're becoming this new version, or when you're unshedding into the I am, you have to practice it first. Okay? The feeling follows the action. The action follows the feeling. Not the other way around, or vice versa. Yoga taught me this. I love yoga. Who does yoga? Let me know if you do yoga. I love yoga. Yoga is my best friend. You don't wait until you are flexible to practice yoga. You practice, and the flexibility comes. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, yes, there's a feeling. You got to feel it. But then you also got to start doing it, right? So, like, I'm a singer. I'm a professional singer. But if I don't ever sing, then I'm not a professional singer, right? I gotta sing. I gotta walk around this house. I gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying, I got my mic. A singer has a mic. A professional singer owns a mic, so I could go buy me a mic, right? Professional singers always have a mic. Professional singers take their mics to the gig. They don't use other people's mic. They bring their mic because they keep their mic on them because they are a singer, right? A professional singer puts rehearsals in their schedule. They practice. That's a professional. That you got to do it before the bookings come. You know what I'm saying? You got to get into it. You got to every other Tuesday, I show y'all insights into my practices, right? Every other Tuesday on YouTube, I go live with my band and we practice. Sometimes it's not with the band. Sometimes, you know, you just get insight, a glimpse to my life, but a lot of times you get insight into like my band rehearsals. Let's keep going. You know, I could go on, right? But you don't have to wait to feel like a morning person to build a morning practice. I prefer the word rising. Okay? You just build the practice and then the feeling follows. Or you feel the feeling and then you go into the action. Identity works the same way, okay? You practice being the artist that you are called to be before you fully feel like him or her or they. You speak about your work with confidence before you have all the receipts, like Juno, the Late Bloomer album that is available at IamRemedy.com for you to stream for free. Okay? You show up in the room fully before the room has fully received y'all. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I had 3 people watching the live. Sometimes I had 18 people watching the live. Like, I can't control that. I do my best to send out the links to you all to make sure that you know that I'm live, but I can only control me showing up. Okay? You build the infrastructure before the vision has fully arrived. This is not fake it till you make it. That is surface level version of something much deeper. This is becoming in the spirit before it manifests in the natural. This is faith is the substance of things hoped for. What Bible verse is that, y'all? Faith is the substance of things hoped for. In fact, hold on one second. Oh, darn it. I got to charge my laptop. What books, what spiritual books support this quote? Let's see here. The quote, faith is the substance of things hoped for. The evidence of things not seen, comes directly from the Holy Bible, King James Version, or really just the Holy Bible, period. Hebrews 11:1, nice numbers. It is supported, and it is often called the Hall of Faith. Okay? Also, let's see if it shows up. Okay, no. I wanted to see like if any other. Hold on one second, y'all, because it's about to die. Hold on. My bad, y'all. Are y'all still there? Ooh, I don't know what that looked like. Look who's cooking. I know it's cooking. Can y'all still see me? Can y'all please? What's up, Gino? Gino Black in the building. Gino Black is actually also being featured this Saturday at Find Your Remedy. I'm so happy. He's going to be doing his usual music therapy and motivation, but this time live, a special edition featuring Vanessa V. McBee, the money lady. Y'all want to definitely make sure y'all take part in that experience. And we're going to have one of the youth of gym culture join us in that conversation. Myself, Aaron Marcus Payne. It's going to be an amazing conversation all around sustainability and being an artist. I apologize, guys, for that. Pardon me. That was so unprofessional, but hey, it is what it is. Okay. I have a rising ritual based on who I desire to be. You're gonna have to tell me more about that. I love that. I feel like my rising ritual in general is like who I am. If that makes any sense. It's like that, like me showing up to my rising routine is who I am, if that makes any sense. So like when I miss or skip my rising routine, it's like I skip a huge aspect of like who I am. You know what I'm saying? By the way, thank y'all for like staying and being patient. I appreciate y'all for still being here. Appreciate that. All right. So let me continue. I gotta see where I left off at. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So I left off at faith is the substance of things hoped for. This is, you act as if, not as pretend, as faith. My goddaughter, she asked me one day, I think I shared this with y'all before. She asked me, she said, Gotti, so is manifesting like pretending? And I told her, no. It's like being, right? You have to just be it. You just be it. You know what I'm saying? How do you just be it? You practice it, right? Like my show on Saturday. I'm practicing. You know what I'm saying? I'm preparing for what I will be doing on Saturday. But I'm not acting. I'm being. So I had to let her know, like, no, it's not pretending. It's being. And then the repetition of it is what perfects it, and is how you actually become it. But in the act of being it, you are becoming it. If that makes any sense, you are it in the process, right? So the artist who practice who she is becoming with daily repetition, who he's becoming with daily repetition, who they are becoming with daily repetition, with intention, with God at the center, they are not performing a character. They are excavating the truest version of themselves, herself, himself. And that is the most powerful thing a creator can do. Notice everybody is calling y'all a creator. I don't know if you got it yet, but you are a creator, right? You co-create with the Most High God. You are a creator. TikTok calls you a creator. Instagram calls you a creator. Facebook calls you a creator. Yet it still hasn't clicked for some of you that you literally are creating. I mean, I said I'll go deeper. I'll go deeper, but let me know. Look at that and think of Romans 12 to all divine. I peeped those beautiful numbers. I especially peeped the 11:1. I definitely peeped that. Okay? 11:1. Keep your thoughts positive. Okay? We got to talk about it, Noreen said we got to talk about it. Listen, this is what I'm going to say to you, and you let me know if you need clarification or you want to dive deeper, but listen. We are created in the image of the Most High God. To be created in the image of the Most High God means that I am an heir, means I am the daughter. You are the daughter. You are the son. It means that I have inherited, very much so, many gifts. Some of those gifts look like my ability to create. I have been given a tool called the mind that allows me to visualize, that allows me to broadcast out to the Creator what it is that I would like to call forward into my life. And therefore, I have inherited a power to create, which means that I must be intentional about the words I say, the thoughts that I think, the feelings that I feel, the spaces that I am in, the company that I keep. I have to be incredibly intentional, because in that I am able to create the reality with the with the Creator, what it is that's happening. The thing is, so many of us think that we are one, we are individuals, and thus we are disconnected from the one. We are all a part of the one. We are all the one. We are like the brain, the neurons in the brain. Think of God as the brain, and then the neurons that communicate with one another, the network. We are the neurons. We make up the one. We are not disconnected. We are the one. Ooh. Thank you, God. Thank you, Creator. I was so afraid to say these things maybe 2 years ago, a year ago, but I can no longer hide these things to make you comfortable. It just can't happen anymore. Let me take a breath. Can you take a breath with me? What practice are you doing right now in any area of your life to become who you are called to be? I know, that was kind of heavy. What practice are you doing right now in any area of your life to become who you are called to be? I am practicing showing up. I am practicing being my full, authentic self, regardless of what you, your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your sister, your brother, your teacher, your nurse, your doctor, your lawyer, your whoever think. Granddaughter asked me, what are you writing in your book, A Nation? Hey, I love that. What are you writing in your book, A Nation? What are you writing in your First of all, shout out to the granddaughter, who is incredibly, probably far beyond many of us to even be able to say that. Okay? Shout out to her. What are you writing in your book, A Nation? For it may manifest in your reality. Let me give you something real quick like this. I used to always, this is why the school system and we were like nemesis. Because I'm going to be myself. And I'm going to teach the babies what they got to know. Okay? But I used to tell my students all the time, in this imagination, I used to always be like, listen, you go to the movies, right? They be like, yeah, Miss Rim. C7. Okay? This is why I love being around young people, because they keep you young, and I love them. But I say, you go to the movies, right? Yes, Miss Rim, I go to the movie. 6, 7. All right, I had to do that. And then I'm like, okay, when you look up there, right? What's up there at the top? And they be like, yes, We are one, the collective consciousness. Let's start with that. Like, if you like, you lost me, Rim. I don't know what you're talking about. You lost me. Look up the collective consciousness, and I hope you understand a little bit of what I'm talking about, right? The collective consciousness. We are like a consciousness, like a download of a consciousness, but that's a whole nother conversation. But you can look up collective consciousness. And I say, when you go to the movies, what you see up there at the top? You see that little, like, open space, and you see like that projector light that's shining through, right? And then what's there, like the projector, right? The projector tool. Yes, Miss Rim. I said, okay, when you see the projector tool, I want you to think of that as like your mind. Okay? Then I want you to think of how that projector tool goes through the lens of your eyes right into the world in front of you. Just like the projector screens onto or projects onto the screen in front of you, the movie you're watching. This is our movie, y'all. This is our movie. Okay? That's a great analogy, right? Great metaphor. I hope you could understand that. Like, this is why you gotta be careful with your thoughts. You have to program your mind. You gotta program what you're thinking. Because this is why we could be having the same experience. We could be in the same place, rather, having different experiences, because you might be thinking something negative and I'm thinking something positive. And so therefore we you know what I'm saying? Like, we in the same place, we at the same event, but you over there thinking these negative thoughts, and so your experience is negative. I'm over here thinking these high vibrating thoughts, and so my experience is amazing. We in the same room though, with the same people, because it's all about perspective. This is how our relationships heal, when we can get a hold of our perspective and the things that we're thinking. Like, you know, like, I've definitely self-sabotaged some relationships here and there because of what was going on in my mind that wasn't really a real reality, okay? But let's stay focused. Let's continue. But I appreciate y'all for engaging with me in that topic, right? And just entertaining me. But now, here's the piece that connects everything that we've been talking about for the past several weeks. If you've been with me for a minute, you know we've been talking about identity. Like, today we're circling back to identity. We've been talking about having a team. We've been talking about community. We've been talking about isolation. We've been talking about all kind of stuff surrounding the artist and the tools that are necessary for the artist to have infrastructure, etc. All of this, it all lives right here, okay? You cannot become who you're called to be in a room that does not see who you are becoming. You cannot rise to your calling surrounded by people who only know who you were. This is why the woman who said she no longer wants to be a one-woman team and is looking for, Goddess Noreen in her case, a mastermind of like-minded people for communities of builders. She is not just looking for help with her work. She is looking for a room that reflects back to her who she is becoming. That's why when I go into my spaces like RCC, Rich Creative Club, when I go into DIT community, music community with Daryl Hurst, when I go into all of the amazing spaces that I have the opportunity to be blessed in, when I go and hang out with radical partners in my cohort and all the members of the other cohorts, like, I go into these spaces and these people are reflecting back to me who I know I am. So I don't have to feel bad because I decided to walk the path that few will take. Because when I go into these rooms, they reflect back to me that, baby, you are not alone, even if you feel alone, okay? A room that calls you higher. A room where being the new version of yourself, of herself, of himself, of themselves, is not strange or uncomfortable. It is the standard. Boy, let me tell you, standard is a thing. Because let me tell you, my standards keep going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. If you don't keep up with me, you're going to get left behind, because I ain't going to entertain who I used to be no more. You feel me? You're going to have to keep leveling up right on with me, or you're going to level yourself out. And that's okay. All right? And that can happen vice versa with me, with other people. If they leveling up and I'm just not keeping up, I can level on out their life. Okay? The rooms you choose are a part of your identity work. The spaces you're in are a part of your identity work. The conversations you have are a part of your identity work. The people you allow to speak into your vision, you have to be careful who you share your vision with. Because when you share your vision, you want to share it with those who are like, yep, I can see it. I can see it. In fact, let me help you with it. Or even if they can't help you with it, they could just, you know what's helpful? Just being able to see it with me, to touch and agree with me. Like Find Your Remedy this Saturday. Touch and agree that that event is amazing and that all who are there will benefit in ways that we cannot even imagine, right? The communities, I want to say one thing too. Like, by the way, there are people in your life who love you. They love you. But when you share your vision with them, they will doubt you. Not because they don't love you, but because, one, protection, because they love you. They want to protect you. They want you to do the right thing. You know, they or what they deem as the right thing, or what they deem as safe, you know? And that's all good because we love our people. We love our families. But this is why even more so we have to get into rooms with people who dream the way we dream and are actually not just dreaming, but doing the things that we aspire to do. Do the things that we are doing, okay? So you want to get into a room where that is the standard. The communities you invest your presence in is important. All of it is forming who you are, whether you are conscious of it or not. Does that make sense? Thanks, Goddess Noreen. She said, absolutely. What channel are you on? What is your frequency? What signal are you sending out, radio station? Because that's what you're going to call back to you. You're a radio station. You will emit a frequency out into the universe, and then the universe brings it back. The universe doesn't care if it's good or bad, because the universe wants you to have what you want. And thou shall give you what you ask for. So you should be very careful what you ask for. You should be very careful what you think, because you will get it. So be intentional. Choose rooms, spaces, people, environments that are in alignment with who you are becoming. And if you cannot fit in that room, you build a room like I be doing. That's what Find Your Remedy is. That's what GEM culture, GEM culture is. That is what this Thursday space, Global Thursday is. A room where becoming is the practice and the community is the infrastructure. And I want to bring this all the way back to where we started weeks ago, because everything is ownership. The infrastructure, the team, the business, the checklist, it all starts here with identity. And shout out to you, Goddess Noreen, for making this a conversation to come back up to fruition, to come to surface, because you are right. We do need to talk about it, right? Yes, we have to talk about it. I appreciate you, Goddess Noreen. I appreciate you so much. You cannot practice who you were. You got to begin to practice who you are. No more claiming or trying to protect what you have not claimed. To build an infrastructure, you have to own the vision, okay? To attract the right team, you have to own the version of yourself that is committed to becoming. Artist identity is an item on the checklist, not because it is the easiest, right? But because it is a requirement. It is item one because it is the foundation. Everything else is built on it. And when the foundation of who you are is clear, when you know who you are and who you are becoming, and you are practicing it with daily devotion, the rest of the list starts to make sense. It starts to feel possible. it starts to feel like yours. That is the work, that is the journey, and you are in it right now. Whether you know it or not, you are becoming, you are shedding, you are becoming exactly who it is you are to be. Now, I want to tell you about something that's happening tonight. I told y'all at the beginning. I just want to remind y'all because it's 2:07 and we should have been done by now. But, you know, we're going with it. We're flowing with spirit. But we're going to wrap this up right now. Again, I just thank y'all so much for being here. Let's wrap this up because I know y'all got things to do, and so do I. All right. In fact, I need to go over here to Manny's space, okay, for his event, the speed networking event, which is happening right now. Okay, tonight, because this timing is not an accident, I'm going to be a special guest for my sister and fellow music artist and educator Melody Renee in her live experience called the Human Alien Experience. And this event is exactly what it sounds like. She is teaching you how to stop using AI like everyone else, how to build custom systems that automate the repetitive things in your life and buy back more of your time. I know it, like, let me know if you can benefit from having 10 hours of your time back to you, right? 10 hours. Think about what you could do with 10 hours back, okay? Think about the music you could create, the content you could build, the vacation you could take, or the quietness you could have, the infrastructure you could put in place, right? If you are a creative who is doing too much with too little time, this is for you. And tonight, go to the link and register. I will drop it in the comments right now. For those of you who are ticket holders, right? If you are a ticket holder, let me pull this link. If you're a ticket holder for Find Your Remedy, then you will be able to get this for free. I also promised y'all that I will give you an opportunity to get to Find Your Remedy. And if you're still watching, then this gift is for you. Okay, first and foremost, this right here is the Human Alien Experience. I keep putting that link without writing. The Human Alien AI Experience, hosted by Melody Renee. Okay, check that out. That's tonight. If you are attending Find Your Remedy, you get your ticket today, you will get that for free. Okay, you won't have to pay. Okay, so go to findyourremedy.com to secure your tickets for this Saturday, August 1st, which will unlock other spaces for you, okay? Findyourremedy.com. All right, now, here's my gift to you for watching this live, all right? My gift to you, well, let's use Juno. Use the code Juno. Juno to unlock complimentary access to Find Your Remedy. Today only. I will close this at 11:59 today. Use the code Juno to unlock complimentary access to Find Your Remedy. And the beauty of Find Your Remedy is hybrid, so you can be in person or online. The beauty of the Human Alien Experience is online completely. You could be wherever you are in the world and you could join us. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the Human Alien Experience because I will be opening and closing. I'm honored for that opportunity, okay? This is amazing, all right? So I dropped that Saturday, August 1st, Find Your Remedy. If everything we have talked about today, identity, becoming, community, the room that sees who you are growing into, if any of that stirs something in you, then I need you at this experience. You need to be at this experience, okay? Let me tell you who this is for. This is for the creative who feels misaligned, who knows they are called to something but cannot quite name it or get clear on it yet. They are the one who just took the leap and they are mid-air wondering what comes next, nervous. They want community. They want others like them who are doing the things that they are doing. They want to know that they are not alone. The one who is building alone but is ready, finally ready to be in the room of not only like-minded people, but people doing the, okay, they doing it too. You know those pain points, the ones that keep you up at night, okay? I have the gift, but I don't know how to make it sustainable. I keep showing up, but I feel like I'm doing it alone. I don't know how to build a business around what I create. I feel out of alignment with where I am, and I know there is something more. I need community. I really, really want some community, real community, not followers. I just want people. I took the leap, but I still don't know or have the tools or the team to land it properly. This for you. This Saturday at Find Your Remedy in person in Miami. On the screen, I dropped the code to use at findyourremedy.com. Find Your Remedy in person in Miami and online. For those of you who cannot be there physically, here is what you're walking into. A live podcast hosted by Gino Black of Power Blast featuring Vanessa V. McB. Let me make sure I put Find Your Remedy back on the screen. Okay? Vanessa B. McB, I like to call her the money lady, the money and infrastructure lady, talking about all things business, funding, getting into position, and building a sustainable creative career. The conversation you need to hear. A teaching session by Melody Renee herself, the same woman whose event you can join tonight, on AI as a tool for the creative artist or for the everyday person who wants to buy back their time. Okay, a live DJ demonstration and music provided all day long by DJ Raver Teddy. Live performances by Kenzo, Aaron Marcus Payne, and myself. A connection space and town hall meeting with Gino Black and Vanessa McV, curated along with Power Blast Worldwide and gym culture, because the conversation between creators is some of the most powerful infrastructure there is, featuring our young woman of gym culture, Miss Kim Mani, aka Mani. A live show design presentation by the suited drummer, my drummer and business partner, showing how he designed the full show set, lights, audio, production, the behind the scenes, and what most artists and people, really, really everyday people, do not really get the access to see. Plus, there may be pop-up experiences surrounding the event day or before the event day or after the event day that attendees get exclusive access to, but you have to have a ticket, y'all. You gotta have a ticket. And there's a Bible study tonight that y'all get to come to, and Double Impact that y'all get to come to. Those are in the latter part of the night, 8:30 and 9 p.m., but you have to have tickets. Those spaces are meant to work with your faith, right? Okay, so Bible study, which is still very welcoming for the unorthodox like myself, and Double Impact, that's for the unorthodox and those that love ascension. All right, this is not a concert, this is not a workshop. Find Your Remedy is an experience for the creative spirit, for the one who is ready. The link is in my bio at iamremedy.com. Get your spot in person or online. Actually, go to findyourremedy.com. Pardon me. Go to findyourremedy.com to get your spot in person or online. Both are available. And bring someone who needs to be in this room. Share it, y'all. Share it. You can even share that code with them. You have until the end of tonight to use that code, Juno. All right. You have until the end of the night to use the code Juno to unlock complimentary access to Find Your Remedy. You can share it with whoever you want to share it with. And as always, I am leaving something complimentary in the room. I mean, I already gave you some complimentary, but I'm also leaving the independent artist foundation checklist. I used to call it starter checklist, but I'm like, nah, because everybody not just starting, right? This is just the foundation you need, the 10 things every artist need before taking music seriously or to have a sustainable career. Item 1 on that list is define your artist identity. That is where we are today, okay? And that is where everything begins. And these things, that whole thing about identity and artists, content creators, you're also artists. Your artistry is creating content. So this is for you as well, okay? Go get that list. It's at iamremedy.com. It's complimentary, no strings, and no strings attached. And while you're there, get the album Juno the Late Bloomer. It's there, available to you. That album was made in the middle of becoming, in the gap, in the formation. Go listen, and it will meet you exactly where you are. And for those of you that have been in the room and feel something stirring, something that goes beyond what a Thursday Live can hold, I do work with artists and creators one-on-one. I help them get clear on who they are, building the infrastructure around it, and finding the people to carry it with them. Do me a favor, if this is something that is you, the door is open. You can book consultation with me anytime. Not anytime, meaning Not like that. Meaning, I Am Remedy is available for you to do that anytime, or you can just DM me directly and I'll send you the link so you can book some time with me. Reach out when you're ready. I'm always here for you. Just make an appointment with me and we could definitely have that conversation. I'm ready for it. All right, so we're done here, y'all. I gotta get out of here. I usually ask y'all questions, but I don't have time, and I know y'all probably don't either. So we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. But just remember, thank you for being here today. Thank you for asking for this conversation, Goddess Noreen, and everybody who's just keep inputting. You can let me know what questions you have about identity, the shift, the becoming, the practice. You can ask me those things in the DM. You can also let me know what you want to go deeper on next, what is pressing on you right now in the DM. And you can ask me, you could tell me what you are struggling with most as an independent artist or creative. Be real. Like, I create safe spaces for a living. You know what I'm saying? Gym Culture is a nonprofit organization in which I serve founder, where we empower girls who power the world through safe spaces and mentorship to enhance their quality of life and ensure their successful transition into adulthood. But in general, I create safe spaces, and I'm adamant about spaces being safe and believing that safe spaces do exist and healthy relationships do exist. Like, all that stuff is real. Like, it's possible. All right. So I appreciate you for leading me to this conversation. I'm grateful for that. Here is what I want you to carry. Most importantly is that you are not behind. You're not broken. You're not too late. You are in the becoming. And in the becoming is the most important work you will ever do. Tonight, join myself and Melody Renee. And this Saturday, come to Find Your Remedy in person in Miami or online. Both doors are open. Come as you are. Bring who you are becoming. Leave the old you behind. The checklist is complimentary at IamRemedy.com. Juno the Late Bloomer is also there. And I will see you Saturday and back here next Thursday. I'll see you tonight for those of you who are coming to any of the spaces tonight as a ticket holder for Find Your Remedy. Remember, get a ticket for Find Your Remedy. Open up spaces in other portals, other domains. I love y'all. Dang, this was a long live, but it was really good. I love you so much. God bless you. Now go become something. Later. I'll talk to y'all later. Let me get out of here.